Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another fun release day here at Lionel. We've got two releases that came out earlier today, our July release for the O-Gauge world, and also a full new catalog for the summer for HO. Megan and I will be back tomorrow morning to talk about the HO world, but today we've got, of course, Dave, Megan, and Corey here to talk about all of the great things that we have in the July release. Now, before we get started, a couple of quick notes I want to point out there about our July release this time. As you know, this is usually the time of year when we do our normal full C2 catalog. We're doing things a little bit differently this year, as you may have heard. For starters, this will be a digital-only release today. There won't be printed versions of this coming out. Of course, you can go to the website and print it out as a PDF if you'd like to have a print copy at home as well. And this is not the full catalog release either. We've broken this down into multiple segments for a variety of reasons. One of the big ones being it will allow us to stay very on and engaged as we head into the busy part of the train season over the next couple of months. So you can look forward to a few more announcements like this in the months ahead with more product of this nature, including some more high-end steam and diesel locomotives, rolling stock, and you name it, of course. I won't spill all the cats out of the bag right now because we still have a lot of great things to talk about in July. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. Catalog up there. All right, we'll start off with the big one. It is still our anniversary year. We're still 125 years young this year. And we had a lot of people saying in Volume 1, where are the war bonnets? You can't have a Lionel celebration year without bringing up the Santa Fe and the Chief. So, of course, we're going to do that. We feel like this is a great capstone to wind up our anniversary year with our Super Chief set here in the Legacy world. And this thing is totally loaded with features. Dave, do you want to talk a little bit about the train?
Well, if you are into sounds, this set will do it for you. We have sounds in almost every single piece in this thing, front to back. I think with the exception of the camera car, but even the locomotives are all sound equipped, including one of the Super Bass B units. And that unit is the only one that won't have motors. So you do have 3 powered units pulling this very large train. That gives you 6 motors pulling, a train basically the same length as a limousine, if you think about it. Pulling behind it, a lot of our new, in the same line or family station sound diners, but we've expanded upon the dialogue sets in these cars greatly with various things such as the baggage and the observation, the parlor, etc. There's a lot of play value in these trains, all with custom dialogue specifically calling out this train.
Right.
And so it's very much a train for the sound enthusiast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this thing has, as you said, an ABBA set of F units, 3 powered, all with sounds, including the Super Bass unit. So I've always said more volume equals more fun, and this one will definitely deliver on that. You've got a Vision baggage car with its loading and unloading and dialogue sequences. That'll be upgraded or updated, I should say, dialogue for this run over the previous Vision baggages that we've done. Then behind that, you would have your first 2 sleepers, one of which is a 10 and 6, and then a 4, 4, and 2. That's a newly tooled set of body for the 4, 4, and 2 Santa Fe sleeper. The first of those will have the sleeper sounds in it. That's something we're working on now with the 20th Century Limited set from Volume 1. The dialogue won't be exactly the same. Therell be some things that are changed up in these cars to make it more of an appropriate train for a 50s era of travelers versus the 20s.
We want period specific for sure.
Mm-hmm. Then the next car in the consist would be the VistaVision Dome car. We redid our existing Wi-Fi camera app over the past year, and so we're bringing back the Wi-Fi camera. We'll work with that app as well as, of course, the existing cars do as well. So you have the chance to really get the view from inside the train. Then you have your station sounds dining car with, again, all the road name specific, train name specific dialogue there. Two more sleepers, another 10-6, another 4-4 and 2, and then wrapping up with the Lounge Sounds observation car. And again, we'll be taking the same concept as what we talked about earlier this year with the 20th Century Limited. You'll hear the passengers in the parlor car enjoying the view, enjoying drinks and so forth. Different era, different type of travel experience on this train than the Century. So we'll be changing a lot of that up. They won't be the same sound sets, but same options and same operations. All of our cars now too have an impact sensor. So if you stop the train too fast, you'll hear people getting woken up in the sleeping car and dishes crashing in the dining car and all sorts of fun stuff there now as well. All of the cars in the set will also come with figures installed. So you'll have that done for you. And of course, the flicker-free lighting. If you want to expand the train to a full prototypical 12-car consist, we have 2 additional 2-packs of sleeping cars there as well. So the original train would have had 2 pairs of 10-6 and 4-4-2 sleepers between the baggage and dome car, and then 2 more pair between the diner and observation. So if you want to go whole hog, if you've got a big layout or a big club layout, you can do it. And we're making the add-on cars the same stainless steel color, same lighting effects, and of course also figures in those as well. So if you do expand the train in the set, they'll all match and you'll have that great look. Really a lot going on here, as much action as we could pack into a passenger train, and a fitting Santa Fe piece to wrap up our 125th year.
Yeah, it's definitely a very good throwback to our post-war days, and nothing really, there's not many other products that scream Lionel like a Santa Fe passenger set. So I'm excited for this one.
All right, we have some additional F units in here as well this time around. We've got some Santa Fe freight units. We've done every version of War Bonnet imaginable, but it's been a while since we've done the freight units, this normal blue scheme. So we've got those in there. All the F units that you see on this page will be in the normal configuration. So a powered AA set with both units powered, both with lights and smoke and all the other effects. Lead unit only with sound. And then 2 B units available separate sale. One of them powered without sound, and one of them super bass, non-powered, but with the extra beefy sounds. Lots of road-specific details on these as well, including grills and side panels, headlights, horns, etc. We also have the Minneapolis-St. Louis, the Lackawanna in the freight scheme, and the one of the later schemes on the Atlantic coastline.
Yeah, I always am a fan of the super bass B units, bringing that extra bassiness to your layout, and it really roars to life.
And all of these units also have control switches, so if you're running them in Legacy, Dave, you can talk a little bit about turning off and on some of the features.
Yeah, a lot of the sound units have both signal and dialogue switches. So if you want to run these with a Bluetooth controller instead of a Legacy remote, you can choose which units the dialogue and the horn and bell come out of. But if you use say the Cab 3 app with your Base 3, you can build these up in a lash up and you don't need to use those switches. So it's configurable for whatever way you want to run these locomotives.
All right. Another set of F units, again, tying back into our anniversary. This is another one of these great post-war throwbacks with the New Haven 2242 F3s, a fun paint scheme that never existed anywhere outside of the Lionel catalog, but so quirky and so kind of New Haven of that McGuinness era that it looks like one that could have been. Try as I might to find a prototype for it, just couldn't. But we definitely wanted to bring this one back for the first time in a scale Legacy feature. Again, powered AAs and then the 2B units if you want to go all out. And we also have our first 2 of the SD38s that you'll see here in the catalog, again in the Lionel Lines vintage, sort of closing out our 125th year in the classic orange and blue, and then ushering in 2026 for America's 250th. We thought it would be fun to do a red, white, and blue inspired version. Both of these paint schemes are sort of inspired by the EJ&E liveries on these locomotives, including the bicentennial unit. But it made it fun to do something neat for as we transition to 26, and we'll have a lot more to talk about with 250 here in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that 2026 paint scheme turned out nice. I like that one.
Okay, next up, the North Coast Limited. This one is sort of an a la carte set. We've got the ABBA set of Northern Pacific F units. I think one of the standout features on these is the B units with the separately applied Northern Pacific lettering on the grills, like the prototype. Really jumps out. This is one of those few units where I think the B units are as much fun as the A units in the set. And then we've got the 7-car consist built up as a 4-pack, 2-pack, and Station Sounds Diner as well. So lots of great cars here. The 2-pack includes the lounge car, which was well known on these trains, sort of one of the features of the set. So that one will be a car without sounds, but then the Station Sound Diner itself for the full diner with the add-on sounds. All right, on our new SD50 tooling, we've got some new road names here in 2 road numbers each. Chicago Northwestern, CSX. You see both of the CSX units pictured there. One is a former Seaboard unit with the headlight in the nose, the other former Chessie unit with a headlight above the windshield. So we did the 2 different variations there. The Hudson Bay Railway, modern era short line, really great color scheme. 2 versions for Kansas City Southern, including the 704 with the unique railroad crossing safety slogan on the back of the long hood there. For our folks in Michigan, another really attractive paint scheme on a modern short line for the Lake State Railway. Really fun paint scheme there. And then Union Pacific, one a lot of people were requesting after the first release where we did the Mopaks. Now we've got them in full UP Armor yellow. This is newer tooling, only a year or so old now. Lots of road-specific details on these, different truck, fuel tank, nose, louver.
I love the kinematic pilots.
Kinematic pilots,
Yep.
Lots of great options on these to make them very road-specific. Very fun engines. Again, some more SD38s here as well. This was a fun prototype that was sort of at home on both big railroads and industrial companies as well. We've got 2 road numbers each, Cargill, Conrail, DT&I, EJ&E, and McLeod River. Another one of those Northwestern roads. We've got a few railroads in here that we don't normally see in the Lionel catalog, which is fun to do for a change.
Yeah, you threw some great color in here.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cargo green.
It really came out nice.
Yep.
Looked great, pulling a big cut of covered hoppers around somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we have our next set, the Detroit Assembly Line set. Really great early 1980s Michigan action here. We've got the patched out DT&I Grand Trunk SD38, 4 boxcars. You've got a patched out Conrail, 2 different Grand Trunk varieties, Detroit Toledo Shoreline, and then a Chessie flat car with auto frames and a Grand Trunk wide vision caboose there. So a nice early 80s colorful consist with the auto parts boxcars and auto traffic, and a set that's very easy to expand with some of the other cars that we've done in this catalog and recent memory too. We've got first of our couple of separate sale 60-foot boxcars here on this spread, 2 numbers each in Conrail and DT&I. I'll point out that these cars do have some road-specific detailing, whether it's high or low ladders, as well as the roof rocks being on or off depending on the era and paint scheme of the car. We've also got some more road names here: Pennsy, B&O, C&W, Santa Fe, and Southern, both double and single door varieties, and again, plenty of road-specific detailing on these cars. Nice big billboard cars from the late 60s through the mid-80s era for most of these cars. While we were at it, we went back and did a few retro cars, sort of heritage scheme boxcars, if you will. Some of the great LCL boxcar paint schemes from the 1930s and 40s, the UP's Challenger cars, B&O Sentinel Service, Pacemaker, Pennsy Merchandise Service cars, and applied those classic boxcar themes onto something bigger and broader as a canvas. So some real fun stuff there.
The Challenger one's always popular with us.
Mm-hmm. All right. We've got some wide vision cabooses back in the catalog again as well. Another one of the Chessie safety cabooses. Those are sort of a popular collector's niche within the world, with so many different varieties out on the Chessie. It was a fun employee program where they came up with different slogans and different colors on the car. So every color of the rainbow. This one's based off of one of the wide vision cars, a Fort Worth and Denver Burlington route car, and a patched Reading caboose for the D&H following the merger. And then last but not least in the rolling stock world, these are from our standard O tooling. We've got a new release of some of our 2-bay ACF covered hoppers, 2 road numbers each, in some great paint schemes. This is a car that, again, another one of those 1960s, 1970s era cars that lasted a long, long time. You can see those MKT patch cars on the rails well into the 2010s. Same with the D&TS cars. The EL cars that we selected, those road numbers survived all the way through Conrail into NS. So some real fun, long-lived paint schemes here for those who enjoy cars of multiple eras even today. All right, let's get to our NW2s. Corey?
All right, so yes, we have our Lion Chief 2.0 NW2 diesel switchers. This is always a really popular item in the model railroading space. Last cataloged actually in 2023. They're very versatile. They're great for smaller layouts. And we have offering here in a variety of different sharp paint schemes. I told the group my favorite is the Conrail here, really pops. But also these come packed with those LC 2.0 features, so you can operate with TMCC command control, Bluetooth with a CAP3 app or a universal remote, or with your conventional transformer. And it has those defining characteristics you would expect, so the 2 stacks in the middle of the hood, half the height radiator grille, and of course no sandbox on the front platform. There is a pricing error on this particular item. It is $499.99. We do apologize for that, but we think is a great value for the offering and for the features, so it's going to fall more in line with those LC 2.0 products. Excited to bring these forward.
Yeah, one great thing about these is they are close to scale, actually even a little larger than.
Mhm.
So it's, even though it's good for smaller layouts, it's not like it's a tiny version of the switcher.
Right.
It is a good size, and you get
Mhm.
all of the fun features packed in with the sound, the smoke, the lights, the motor.
Mhm.
So great value of engine in a little package, but
Exactly.
fills out great in the layout.
Yeah, very much.
And also Southern Pacific's the best.
Yeah.
I've already run Corey over to the Conrail side there, so
No,
Yeah.
it's the blue, isn't it?
Wow.
all right. Well, as we talked about, we are winding up our anniversary year and getting ready for an even bigger one next year with America's 250th celebration. And as you know, most of the things that you see in Volume 2 usually typically deliver in the first half of the following year. So we wanted to make sure that everything that we put out for 2026 doesn't show up in September and October, November of 2026. So we've got things, we're starting that celebration now here, and you'll see more coming in the months ahead and well into Volume 1 catalog of next year. But some really exciting things to kick off with this year. And Megan, turn it over to you to talk about some cool new tooling in our first set.
Yeah, this is really exciting. We have another new ready-to-run locomotive with all brand new tooling for our 440. What's really excited about this one is
Raising the roof. I'm
we're
just
very excited.
about it.
Dave was, and the engineering team was a great help in getting this new locomotive redesigned with really great smoke features, some modular pieces in here so that we have the ability to change out different smokestacks and different domes on it so that we can offer different variations for the 440. This is a classic locomotive and kind of what everyone thinks of when they think of a Lionel steam engine. So really exciting to be able to get some new tooling out there again.
I'm excited for it, as you can
Great
tell.
looking set.
Yeah.
Love it.
We kick off the 250th celebration with the America Celebration set. The deco on this is, I just think, top notch. We have some, really great fantasy paint schemes on here with the 19th century pieces of rolling stock and the bobber caboose to finish it out. To accompany that set, we also have a separate sale add-on stock car and a 250th fireworks sound and light box car that'll have the great patriotic themed music in it, some fireworks sound effects as well, and that really great backlighting LED feature that people have grown to love on the boxcars.
Nice.
For the diesel side of things, we're bringing back the Dash 8 locomotive. With that, pulling the CSX 7812, this locomotive shown here, the 7812, after it carried George Bush, which you'll see in the separate sale pieces. We have great freight pieces to go along with it, celebrating different industry of America with the auto carrier, the oil refinery car, and the route of the Paul Revere boxcar. Again, another great separate sale 440 locomotive, kind of starting a theme here with the founding fathers. Clearly, we have to kick it off with George Washington on the 440 locomotive. Then we have 3 separate sale passenger coaches. We have the Benjamin Franklin mail car, the Thomas Jefferson passenger coach, and the John Adams passenger car. The amount of detail on these passenger coaches just came out really, really well. Lots of red, white, and blue there, and again, featuring the founding fathers.
Very fun stuff. Yeah. And then we've got some scale offerings as well. A 250th 60-foot boxcar. This will have the lighted stars and the American flag. We've done some of those in the past for different railroads and heritage units and so forth. It's fun to do one for America's 250th. A matching caboose, CA1 style caboose in the red, white, and blue. Again, in our fictional. You'll see that our new 250 America graphic as a common theme through a number of things. These would look great with the SD38, or I have a hunch there'll probably be some more scale anniversary things in announcements to come. And then truly prototypical, we have the Seaboard Coastline's 1776 caboose for the from the bicentennial making a comeback here as well. So another fun one for the scale world.
Keeping on with the American theme, we have a selection here of boxcars printed and assembled in the USA. Beginning to the left, we have Jimmy Carter. That would be our 39th president of the United States, and also his wife, Rosalind. And one of the reasons we wanted to create both cars is because it was a celebration of them as individuals and their contributions to humanitarian work and public service. And so we have actually included a lot of these fun, historical, rich facts about these 2 American icons on the car itself. Some nice gold accents to celebrate the anniversary and nod to that. And really kind of excited to celebrate also the fact that, Jimmy Carter, he was 100 years old when he had passed, and that's quite the legacy. Moving over to our Battlefield Honor Collection. Many of you may have already started collecting this series. If not, this would be a great place to start. We have our U.S. Army 250th anniversary boxcar. You might recognize a similar look and feel to what we did in C1 of this year, which was a 250th anniversary of the Navy. Again, with that uniform flag roof print over there on the top and some really exciting imagery on the car itself. A nice addition to that Navy car if you have it, and you'll kind of get a sneak peek of something that Navy car in the HO catalog a little bit later. I'll save that thunder for Megan. And then here on the bottom, we have 2 additional battles, the 80th anniversary of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. Really love how these came out, tried to pull those sort of iconic historical images that you would recognize in association with these battles, and some pops of color with the green on the roof, a real celebration of American history.
Right.
More Lion Chief.
More Lion Chief locomotives and our separate sale Lion Chief pieces. We have the Spirit of America, Lion Chief -8, the 1992, as it would have been when it would carry George Bush, as well as the Canadian National, Santa Fe, and Conrail lines. Corey, got another Conrail for you. And then for our newly tooled 440, we have the Baltimore and Ohio William Mason, the William Crooks, and the Northern Central York. Again, these are highly detailed locomotives, but for the Lion Chief, we might have removed a little bit of the detail there, but still a lot of color, a lot of great deco on these wonderful models here.
And all existing 440s.
All existing
well
440s,
known.
yes.
Do you mind if I specify that this is 100% new tooling on these locomotives?
Yes.
Yes.
Our classic general locomotive that's been around for many, many decades now, everybody loves it, right? But we wanted to revisit the 440 in the traditional line to something a little bit more appropriate in terms of the engines that you would see at the anniversary of the country in Utah, right? So like the Jupiter, the 119, and the chase locomotive that you're used to, the General itself. So this one has a smaller cab. It has a more height appropriate tender. So it's a line sheaf line, but it is a bit more traditional in the sense of a 19th century 440 than our General that we're used to using. And it does have all the great line sheaf features like sounds and motor, a revised new gearbox design, and a lot of other great features to a locomotive that we're pretty excited about and have been wanting to do for a number of years. So while we'll still have our classic General, it's nice to have a second option here in the Lion Chief lineup. And I think once it gets out there into the market, people will be excited about it and understand why we chose to make this new locomotive.
Yes, we still have the original General tooling, and we'll still use that from time to time as well. But it's nice to have some flexibility and some options. Not all 440s looked alike,
For sure.
shockingly enough. So, while we're certainly not going to rivet count in the traditional line, it is nice to have some options and change things up a little bit for what was the most common locomotive for about 30 years in the country. I'm excited about it. Plus, it's easier to work on and service as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Megan.
All right, moving on to Star Wars. As you know, we started the Star Wars license last catalog, and we're continuing on with some really great new pieces. I think they all go back really well with what we've already put out there, and some really cool, fun new features that we haven't done before. We have the Star Wars R2-D2 walking brakeman boxcar. For the first time, we'll actually have some in a walking brakeman where the doors will be able to open, and you will have two unique images as you open the doors. Really detailed, nice inserts, again, coming straight from the movies, as well as a fully 3D R2-D2 figure walking across the roof there. Really exciting. He'll be about 1.5 inches tall and able to, again, walk back and forth like the regular walking brakeman's mechanism. For those that collect reefer cars and are really big fans of Billboard reefers, we had a little bit of fun with Bantha Burgers. It's a great piece to add onto your layout, whether you're a Star Wars collector or not. Gives a little bit of a nod to the movie there with the blue milk and the Bantha Burgers. I think it's a really fun, colorful Star Wars piece. And by popular demand, we've brought back the Phantom locomotives. We have a kind of what if Darth Vader and Stormtroopers had morphed themselves into an engine? What would they look like? Bringing back the Phantom was a really good opportunity to do that. And we wanted to have a little bit of extra fun and add some really cool underbody lighting to it. So each one of these, as being dark side characters, will have the fun red underbody glow effect on them as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to make these, they look really neat, and we're definitely going to have special sound features in these.
Absolutely.
All right. And then last but not least here, we have some of our accessories coming back around again.
Yeah, back by popular demand. We have the cell tower coming back around. And then I think one of the more fun accessories that we've done in a while, we have the tree cell tower. I don't know about any of you guys, but you see them driving down the street. They're absolutely ridiculous, but everyone has seen them and had a good chuckle. And now you'll get to include those on your layout as well.
They look exactly like real trees that
They
are
look exactly
twice
like
the
real
height.
trees.
Yeah, for full
and-
effect, get some
and
HO
a
scale
half a
trees and
dozen
plant them
of,
around.
yeah, I mean, they look real.
Yeah.
Reminds me of, like, I've lived out west, we had palm tree versions. Those were even funnier.
Might be on the list for future too. And we also have the mainline auto crossing gates coming back. This is a great accessory that we've done year over year, but upgraded. As you know, we just did the grade crossing with gates and flashers, those two shared tooling, which means that these particular ones got a new SKU number, but it's the same great accessory that it's always been, again, with just updated mechanisms and a new SKU number.
All right, and as you can see here, our first peek at the 2025, our 11th annual National Lionel Train Day boxcar. That will be coming up in December, on December 6th. Of course, we'll have lots more to talk about on that event as we get closer to it, but for those who've been collecting the series of cars since year one, this will be the next iteration in that line. And just another peek of one of the many more exciting things we have to come in the days, weeks, and months ahead. It's hot, it's miserable, it's the middle of summer right now, but we'll be in train season before we know it. And so it's nice to have some more releases to look forward to. Megan and I will be back tomorrow to talk about some exciting new things in the world of HO scale. We're very much looking forward to that as well. And then, as I said, we'll be back here again not too distant future to talk about some more new exciting announcements in the O-Gauge world. You've got about 6 weeks with your dealers for things that are in this catalog to place your orders. Build to order or not, please do see your dealer if there's something in here you're definitely looking forward to having, because we base all of our orders off of the orders that we receive to some extent or another. And so it's helpful to have that information up front so that it's here when you want it, when it arrives. With that, I want to thank you, Corey, Megan, Dave, for another fun release. And we hope you're all having a healthy, happy summer, and look forward to seeing you all down the line. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.